G'day folks, Jono Wong here. Today I'm going to start the swirl filter upgrade for my aquaponics system. I need to make a cone shape to put in the bottom of my swirl filter to help collect the solids. I'm going to be making it out of this 200 litre drum. It cost me $20 on Gumtree. These are food grade. The only thing that was in there was liquid glucose, and yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so what I did first is I went online and found a cone template calculator, and I need this cone to be 58 centimeters in diameter around the top, and down the bottom I haven't really decided yet how wide it's going to be, so I'm going to leave that open-ended at the moment. And I wanted it to be at a 45-degree angle from the center. My radius is going to be 38.7 centimeters. And so what I did to measure that out is I got a shoelace because I didn't have any string around, and I got a screw, and then I got a Sharpie. Yeah, that's going to be my guideline of the circle. What happened is I'm going to leave a bit of a tab coming off this mark here, so I can screw or hopefully plastic weld this end to this end to make that nice 45-degree smooth cone. So from the center, I'm gonna create a bit of a tab. I'm gonna make it roughly 15 millimeters. And then this cut is gonna go straight down this way. Pretty multi-talented using my foot. Yeah. Now I'm just gonna grab the jigsaw and cut this baby out. So that should work pretty good, I think. I probably am going to have to cut around here just a little bit so I can shape it a little bit better. Note to self and everyone else out there, if you don't like littering, don't cut plastic on the grass, because as you can see there's lots of little bits of blue plastic everywhere. I'm probably going to have to maybe even get the vacuum cleaner out and vacuum the dirt to get the plastic off it. Yeah, okay. And it's pretty good. You could get 2 cones out of 1 barrel if you wanted to, or you could use this as a half barrel for something. I see a lot of people use them in aquaponics for half barrels because it's about 100 litres worth of stuff you could fit in there. Alright, so the cone's been cut out and I've got it clamped together at the top here, and it's got a bit of rigidity to it, so I can't really get it all together just yet. I might have to use a bit of a heat gun or something to warm it up to get it to flex a bit better. So the idea is that I have this, I found in my box of goodies. It is a 40mm reducer to a 32. That's going to sit at the bottom, well, on the other side of this. And I've decided that I'm going to use tabs off the bottom of this cone to drill in to the side of this, and also probably use a bit of silicone as well. I'm not sure how the barrels or the drum's plastic is going to glue to PVC. I'm not even sure if you can plastic weld PVC to HDPE plastic. But of course, before I do any of that, and before I do any gluing or screwing of the seam, I'm gonna have to do a test fit, so to make sure it actually fits, do some measurements and that sort of thing. Not a bad cone. About a 45. Something like that. Not quite. Not bad. It's flush in there, as you can see. Sticking out the bottom. Straighten it up a bit. Ooh. Alright, so I gave the funnel a quick rinse and I'm going to see how it fits. So another bit of information. So I've been having problems with these fittings. They're quite a standard fitting. Get them Masters and Bunnings and most plumbing places in Australia. And it's a tap. This is a 20mm variety or a 3/4 inch. And when they start to get old and get too much UV damage, most likely, they get brittle and they break. This one snapped when I was trying to turn it the other day and it cut my hand up a little bit. So that's the reason why I have these old fish food thingies sitting on top of my things, so the taps, so they get less UV damage, and hopefully that'll save them and make them last a bit longer. Alright, so a bit of a mod. I had to refit that valve back in its place so I can shut the swirl filter and the rest of the system off from the pump. Now I'm going to take this bucket out of the system and see if it fits. Alright, so a little bit of a fail. So, well, you know what they say, measure twice, cut once. So those calculations that I used on the cone calculator, sorry, was a bit off. So if I hold it mostly straight, you can see up the top there's a good maybe inch to inch and a half gap up the top there, and that's not good. It either means I have to do more plastic welding or figure out some sort of other solution to get it to close the gap. Alright, so even though this is a bit of a fail, I'm going to test out the plastic soldering or plastic welding anyway, using soldering iron, and I've preheated the plastic a little bit with the heat gun, and like I said, I've never really done this before, so I don't know if it's going to work or not, but let's give it a go. Try not to breathe in the fumes. Alright, so from what I learned on YouTube, I've pierced through the first layer and into the second one to create a bit of a tab, so to speak. And then hopefully when this cools down, the plastic that I've melded together will become one. So I'm going to do a couple test spots first and see if they hold, and take the screws out and see if it stays in place. So just a bit of a close-up. It's kind of disgusting. It's still plastic. Alright, they seem to be holding. I'll take the screws out and give it a real check. Alright, so that's just four little tabs next to the screws that I put in, and that's pretty good. I'm giving that a good manhandle, and it's not really coming apart. Well, what I'm going to do now is do this inside line and seal all that up and try and make it smooth so there's no ridge as it comes through. I mean, there is going to be one, but yeah, we'll make it as good as possible. Alright, it seems to be working really well. I've only done about 2 inches of it so far, and it looks ugly as, but I'll just give you a look at the profile. And I mean, it's not really, I mean, you can see that it's stuck together. I mean, I've only done this top side, and it's still a bit warm, but yeah, as I go all the way down and then probably give that a sand and clean it up, that'll hold really well. Pity it's a little bit too small. Alright, just to give you a bit of an idea of what I'm doing, I'm getting the tip and I'm pushing it all the way through into the second bit of plastic, and I kind of do that all the way along. Let's just do 3 for now. I can kind of tell it's going through the second one because you can feel it. And then I come along on a bit of an angle. I just start melting it across itself. So the only thing that's really holding it together are the tabs as I push down, and this pushes a bit more plastic into to fill the gap. Alright, as you can see, I've gone through and done the whole thing from just one side. I reckon it's taken me about 20 minutes or so. So it doesn't take that long, but it's pretty ugly. So I'm gonna need to clean it up, maybe by using the heat gun and some bit of metal and pushing it down and making it a bit smoother. So you can see it's not that nice, but it's strong. So you can flex the crap out of that, and it's not going to do anything, so I'll definitely take the pressure of the water on top. Not that there's that much on top. And yeah, we'll see how it goes.